Hello there, family friends, if you're from across the world, thanks for stopping in. Well, today's video is for those drone pilots that would like to know what basic settings that I use to fly outdoors. I already did a video on both of these aircrafts flying indoors. Now we're going to do one outdoors. I'm not going to go outdoors and test it, but I'm going to show you the basic settings that I use to fly outdoors to make it safe for you and, of course, the both of us. Okay, so it's going to be two different videos, okay? So I'm going to do a video on the Phantom 3 Professional, which goes for the standard, the advanced, and the 4K. And I'm also going to do another video on the Phantom 4 Pro, which goes for the Phantom 4 and the 4 Pro. Okay, guys? So today's video is going to be on the Phantom 3 Professional. Basic outdoor flight settings, okay? Don't go nowhere, sit tight. We'll see you in a few. The first thing that I do here is you want to make sure you have a full battery. Okay, that's the first thing you do. You want to make sure your tablet or your phone is fully charged, and you want to make sure that your remote is fully charged. This remote is not fully charged, but you want to make sure you have everything fully charged. Make sure your gimbal and your camera, everything is set correctly. And then what I always like to do is in here, I like to clean that out with, I use cotton swabs, Q-tips, cotton swabs, dip them in alcohol, rub in alcohol, and I like to clean that out because when you're on flight, you know, you get dusty and stuff. You know, you always want to make sure everything is in place, nothing is loose. And then, of course, another thing is that I want to show you here is that I use zip ties here on these arms because what happened is that after a while, the stress of the propeller stress from banging left and right, pitching up and down, it cracks there after a while. So right here, so right around there, I don't know if you can see it, but right around there, you see that little crack? Yeah, that cracks. You see that crack? That's an ugly crack. So yeah, they crack after a while. So when you put this, it takes the tension out of the propeller, so it'll last a long time. I mean, rather than sending it back to DJI. So yeah, that's basically with the Phantom 3. It goes with the standard, the advanced, and the 4K. But yeah, you always want to put. I always put two. Okay, and what I did was I added super glue to it too. You know, just to be on the safe side. You know, now if you want to wait 6 months, you can wait 6 months, but I'm not gonna wait 6 for it to be replaced. That's the basic thing that I like to do, you know, and then make sure everything is nice and tight, and then you tuck your battery in, put your battery in. Of course, we're gonna go ahead and start this aircraft. Yep, start the aircraft, put it there on the side, and of course my LEDs are off because I was using this at night. And then of course you want to make sure that green, see the green light on the front there? That little green dot there? Want to make sure that's on. And what that does, it indicates if the memory card's in there or if you need a firmware up. So once you have your app ready and going, okay, so right now I'm in my garage and I have it set on P mode. So P mode is positioning mode, which is the satellite and vision positioning systems are enabled, and you can do your videos and pictures, and that's what that setting is for. Now the attitude mode is the satellite and vision and sensors. You disable that. So what it does is your aircraft it just drifts away. So, but you will not lose remote control signal on attitude mode. Okay. Now if you let go of the controllers, it'll just drift away. Okay, when you're in attitude mode. Now the F mode is similar to the P mode, which just allows you to fly faster, like ADI mode. GPS and the glowness will work on the F mode. But my favorite setting is F mode, and P mode when you want to go slower, and of course F mode. I always use either P or F mode. Now I can be flying in front of my house 25 times, and 25 times I will do the calibration. Yep. I will do the calibration 25 times. I don't care how many times have I been flying in that place. I will. They say you only do the calibration time on the spot that you're in. Calibrate, okay. I won't be able to calibrate because I'm inside the garage. my other setting is, see the quadcopter there? Of course, I always do the I always click on the home point. You always want to make sure that a home point is on home point, and then the quadcopter again, and then the return to home, I set it at 40 meters. Okay. Now, if you don't understand what the meters are, what you do is you go to your phone, you go to Google, and then you put in your Google, you convert meters to feet chart. That's basically how I do it. Okay, there's a lot of people that does it a different way. So if you don't understand the meters on your drone, the meters, you convert it. Right. So basically, when you have your aircraft, okay, and you lose signal, and if you have a tree, okay, so you have a tree, right? If you lose signal, what I like to do, basic thing that I like to do is every time I'm flying around, what I like to do is I go and I try to see how high is the tree is from the ground, okay, and that's basically what I like to do. So what I use, I determine how high is it from the ground. I take my same aircraft, okay, and then right here, it pretty much tells me how high off the ground. Like here, the VS pretty much tells you the from the floor up on the VS, okay, which is the visioning positioning system measures the meters from the ground, and then the distance, and then how high off. That's basically what I use when you don't know the distance from the tree down. For an example, there's a tree in front of my house, and that tree measures 79 feet. Okay, that's the tree that's in front of my house. So if I'm flying and I'm way beyond that tree is not gonna go nowhere. But if I'm on this side of the tree, what happens is if I send my aircraft or if I lose signal, that aircraft is gonna fly towards the tree. It's gonna come towards me, and then it's gonna be behind the tree, so it's gonna hit the tree. So you always want to make sure how high is the object, or not just only a tree. You know, it can also be a building too. You know, it can also be a building. You know, not normally just a tree. You know, it can be a building too. What you do is, you know, just measure out just a quick estimate of what's the distance between the ground and the building. So let's say, for an example, if the tree is 100 feet. Just you set it on your meters, and how you do that, and if you don't understand that, what you do is, this is the basic thing you do. Now if the tree was 79 feet, you go to foot, and then you put 79, and right there automatically is 21 meters. Okay, now if the building was 100 feet, and then it's 30.48 meters. Okay, so you're not going to put 30.48, you're just going to put 30 meters. Now to be safe, I like to just set mine at 40 meters because it's way over 79 feet. So see, it's going to take me at 131 feet at 40 meters. So my aircraft and my home return is set at 40 meters. Beginner mode, I don't use beginner mode. Beginner mode is when you want to give it to your daughter or your son, or, you know, for them to practice. I don't use beginner mode. Now, set max out altitude. Well, according to FAA rules, you're not allowed to fly over 400 feet. So I like to set mine at 100 meters. So 100 meters is, 320 feet, which is good. Everybody has their ways, and I'm just showing you my ways. Now the set max flight distance, I leave it at 500 meters. You know, and you also have the enable max distance. It's at 500 meters, and I'm showing you right now the green circle, which is that right there. You can't pass that green. It's not gonna let you pass that. So it's gonna be like an invincible wall. Okay. So let me go ahead and disable that. So let me just go here, and go here, and then if you disable it, see the 500 meter is gone. Now if you go back to your map, see the circle, it's not there anymore. So that means you can pass 500 meters. And 500 meters, I'm going to show you exactly what it is right now. So 500 meters, I'm going to go ahead and do it here on my phone. 500 meters. 500 meters is 1,640 feet, you know. And when you disable it, you can go over 1,640 feet. Now, you might it's gonna say warning, you lost signal, or you passed the distance, you max out distance, you passed it. So unless if you have a wind surfer, or one of them wind antenna surfers, you know, the ones that you for your signal, then that'll be great. Okay, now the advanced settings, I always do the IMU, which is this here, sensors. The IMU calibration, I always do it every 3 weeks. But it depends on how many times I fly. So if I fly it 10 times, I'm going to do my IMU calibration. A smart return home, you always want to leave it there. Enable vision positioning system, you want that there, of course. And then turn on front LEDs. I have it off because I was filming, but you could turn them on. Basically what I do is I turn them off when I'm flying at nighttime. So remote controller, when you lose signal, you want it to return to home. And then the controller, of course, the HD, I don't really mess with that. I don't need to use that. And the battery charges, I charge it 26 times. And then what I like about this is when you're going to sell the aircraft or you're going to buy one, a lot of people's like, oh, guess what? I'm having this the sale, and it's the Phantom 3 Professional or the Phantom etc. And then they'd be like, well, I only flew it 3 times. And then you'd be like, really? Okay, let's take a look at that. And you know how can you tell? Right there. Times you charge it, it says it exactly right there. Okay, so advanced settings, no, you always set it for 2 days. The battery, so when you have a full battery, I like to set mine to discharge in 2 days. Show voltage on the screen. Let me show you something. This is really important. You see that firmware upgrade required? You must do that. Don't just start flying. Don't just start doing what you... No, just do that. Take care of that first. Click on that. And right now it says aircraft requires update. Tap to view update tutorial video. And the camera requires an update. Tap to view the update tutorial video. And you must follow that, and I'm gonna go ahead and do that in a few. And yep, that's really important. Otherwise, just I won't recommend for you to go ahead and take a flight. And then another important thing is you always got to look at your satellite. You know, you never want to fly. I always, once it reaches 7 to 8, it's just perfect, and that's the first thing that I do is I take off. Now, if it's 4, 3, no, don't do that. No, don't do that. I mean, you can, because you're still going to be on the remote control. You're still going to have a remote control signal. But say if you went and you lost signal and you're not on satellite, you can lose your aircraft. Who knows what can happen? So you don't want that. Well, guys, that's all I have for today. Thank you for watching. On the my basic settings for the Phantom 3 Professional, everybody has their ways. You don't have to do it my way, but this is the basic settings that I use to fly. Stay tuned, because I'm going to go ahead and do the one for the Phantom 4 Pro. Alright? So, thanks for watching. Fly safe, be safe, drive safe. We'll see you in my next video. God bless you all. We love you all. Later, guys.